This is Blue Gold News Now, your spot for current events, campus news, and everything in between. Now live from Tower Studio, it's BNN with your hosts, Elizabeth Lindahl and Samantha Burnett.
Good evening, I'm Samantha Burnett.
And I'm Elizabeth Lindahl.
Coming up tonight, different ways that you can support local animals.
Your weekly weather report.
And your weekly recap of Blue Gold Sports on BNN Blitz.
But first, excitement is buzzing on campus. Next week, UWEC students will be celebrating homecoming, the event marking 100 years of the university. Students, alumni, staff, and faculty are encouraged to participate in various activities throughout the week. On Monday, September 29th, the festivities are kicking off with a campus cookout outside of Davies. Wednesday brings a Blue Gold favorite event, Varsity Night Live, back to Schofield Auditorium. Saturday bringing us two major events, the annual parade and homecoming football game. This year, the parade has two different themes, 100 years of Blue Gold homecoming and when in doubt, beat Stout. Following the parade, the homecoming football game against UW Stout kicking off at 1 p.m. If you're not into sports, the Sonotech is hosting a concert featuring Vanilla Ice that same night. Finally, on Sunday, members of the UWEC community are encouraged to sign up to adopt a block to clean up. For more homecoming events, visit the UWEC events calendar.
Until October 1st, the Haas Fine Arts Center is hosting the exhibit Meter and Medium, a visual festschrift of Anders C. Schaefer. Schaefer was a UWEC professor and retired as a Maxwell Schoenfeld Distinguished Professor. This exhibit is here to honor Schaefer's legacy through his work and words. In addition to Schaefer's work, there will be work from former students he taught in the 70s, 80s, and 90s. This exhibit is in the Foster Art Gallery in Haas and is free to look at. The Foster Gallery hours are Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., Thursday evenings from 6 to 8, and Saturday from 1 to 4:30 p.m.
The Dunn County Humane Association and the Bridge to Hope are partnering up to raise awareness for domestic violence. The Bridge to Hope is one of 8 domestic violence shelters across the state of Wisconsin that allows for pets to stay with their owners. Walk for Paws Community Festival and Awareness Walkathon will be taking place in Menominee on October 12th. The festival and walkathon also features inflatables, food trucks, raffles, and more. Funds raised will go to help shelter residents and shelter pets.
The Eau Claire County Humane Association has started a fund to support dental and specialty surgeries. These funds will help pay for essential procedures as they can often be costly, ranging from $800 to $1,200. In an interview with WKOW, Dr. Amber Gooden stated, quote, "We have been working with our community veterinarians when able, but the number of animals needing dentals is ever growing," end quote. If you'd like to support the Humane Association, you can go to eccha.org/donate.
BNN will be right back after this break.
Stick around for your weather forecast and an update on Blue Gold Sports on BNN Blitz.
Thank you, Sam and Elizabeth. Good evening. I'm Evan Rosnick with your Weather Report tonight. Weather? That's not right. Although Weather with Evan sounds like it'd be a fun title for my segment. But enough of playing with names, let's get to your weather report tonight. We are back in blue and gold, ready to bring you another semester of meteorological phenomena. I hope that the first few weeks of classes have treated you well, just like how this weather has been treating us. Today we had an average temperature of 70 degrees, a high of 72 degrees, and a low of 48 degrees. Throughout the week, we'll have some sun and some clouds as we live in the 70s. Thursday will be partly cloudy with a high of 78 and a low of 52. Friday will be mostly sunny with a high of 75 and a low of 55. Saturday will once again be partly cloudy with a high of 79 and a low of 48. Sunday will be sunny with a high of 79 and a low of 51. On Monday and Tuesday, we'll reach into the 80s with some clouds, as Monday will be partly cloudy with a high of 80 degrees and a low of 56, and Tuesday will be mostly cloudy with a high of 80 degrees and a low of 58. Lastly, Wednesday will be partly cloudy with a high of 79 and a low of 59. Looking around the area here, we have a seemingly unusual disparity in the temperature. Eau Claire and Chippewa Falls are sitting at a cool 62 degrees, while Menominee and Lake City are 1 degree warmer at 63 degrees. Red Wing cools it back down to 62 degrees, but the metro area of Bloomington and Minneapolis are sitting at a nice 67 degrees. That's all for tonight. Be sure to tune in next week to see if I can pronounce the word weather correctly. I'm not sure how anyone could mess that up, but it happens. And if Arceus will grant us nice weather again next week. With your BNN weather, I'm Evan Rosnick. Back to you, Elizabeth and Sam.
Thanks, Evan. BNN Blitz is back this week with more Blue Gold sports updates.
Over to you, Marissa and Eli.
Welcome to BNN Blitz. I'm Marissa Day.
And I'm Eli Bennis with your weekly recap of Blue Gold sports action.
The UW-Eau Claire volleyball team is turning heads this season, highlighted by their most recent victory over number 1 ranked WIAC rival UW-Whitewater. The Blue Golds took an early lead in the first half, ultimately securing a tight 27-25 victory in the first set and a decisive 25-15 victory in the second set. UW-Whitewater quickly answered, taking the third set by a small margin and tying the game with a 25-20 victory in the fourth set, to take the match to a tense fifth set, where the Blue Golds ultimately clinched their victory and made history once again, earning their first 12-game win streak since 2011. The match was played in front of a record crowd of 2,134 people, marking the highest attendance in program history. Eau Claire's offense shined, led by Bailey Leak, who tied her career high with 25 kills, Abby Stanwood, who added 20 kills and 12 digs for her second straight double-double, and setter Alex Keeble, who notched a double-double with 58 assists and 15 digs. So far this season, the Blue Golds boast a .250 hitting percentage, 96 aces, and 81 total blocks. On September 24th, the team will look to extend their 12-game win streak to 13 for the first time since 1993 against WIAC opponent UW-La Crosse.
After an alumni race on September 6th, Blue Golds cross country traveled to Northfield, Minnesota on Saturday, September 20th to race in the St. Olaf Invitational to kick off their 2025 season. Last year, the men's side finished runner-up in their race, while the women's team finished third. On Saturday, both the women's and men's side placed within the top 4, with the men's side collecting third place and the women's side taking fourth respectively. Jack Hesse-Withbro led the way for the men's side, taking third place overall with a blazing time of 25 minutes and 20 seconds in the 8K. This time for Hesse-Withbro was a 44-second improvement from his time at last year's Invitational. Runners like Andrew Thaler enjoyed big PRs as he finished 18th overall and third best on the team with a collegiate personal record time of 26 minutes and 1 second. On the women's team, Keely Bear was the leading Blue Gold runner, placing fourth overall with a team of 22 minutes and 34 seconds in the 6K race. Bear's fourth place finish is the highest finish at the Invitational in her four-year career at Eau Claire. The women's team had 4 more runners finish in the top 30. Blue Gold's cross-country next race is on Friday, October 3rd, when they host the Blue Gold event in Colfax, Wisconsin at Whitetail Golf Course.
Blue Gold men's and women's soccer are reaching the halfway mark of their season, which gives us the perfect opportunity to take a look at what they've achieved so far. UWEC men's soccer enters the heart of their schedule with a 3-2-1 record, powered by a balanced attack and a stingy defense. Most recently, the team stumbled in their matchup on the road at University of Chicago after surrendering a 2-goal lead in the first half. Earlier in the season, Eau Claire secured shutouts over Carroll and UW Superior and played to a 1-1 draw versus Edgewood. They also dropped a narrow 1-0 loss to number 7 ranked Augsburg on the road. Through 6 games, they've tallied 12 goals, 4, while conceding 6, and have maintained a shot average near 13.8 per game. The women's squad saw a 2-0 home loss to St. Catherine in their most recent match, despite 9 saves by goalkeeper Bella Jones. The Blue Golds couldn't overcome the deficit. 2 days earlier, they battled to an 0-0 draw against Simpson, with Eau Claire posting 15 shots, 6 on goal, and their keeper preserving the clean sheet with 8 saves. Over the season, they stand at 1-6-2, having scored 4 goals while allowing 12. Offensively, they've registered 84 total shots, 39 on goal, against opponents' 113 attempts. As the Blue Golds push deeper into their schedule, the men seek to regain momentum and shore up defensive lapses, while the women aim to convert their growing chances into goals and shift the trend towards competitive results.
On Saturday, September 20th, Blue Gold football hosted Martin Luther College at Carson Park. Both teams entered the game 2-0 on the season. Yachts Chul, the Blue Gold's return man, started the game off with fireworks, returning the opening kick 98 yards for a touchdown. Through 3 games, Chul has 4 total touchdowns after having just 2 last year. The Blue Golds would use the momentum from the Chul touchdown to fuel a 21-point first quarter. 2 more touchdowns in the second quarter gave the Blue Golds a 35-0 lead at halftime. Their 35-point lead at half on Saturday was the largest first-half lead in the last 25 years for the program. In the second half, Martin Luther got on the board for the first time off a Brady Turif 64-yard touchdown run. That would be the only score on the day for Martin Luther, as the Blue Golds would go on to win 42-6. It was an all-around team effort win for the Blue Golds, but their running game stood out as they ran for 390 rushing yards with 5 touchdowns. This was the most rushing yards in a game for the Blue Golds since 2021. In addition to their running success, the defense held the opposing offense to 6 points for the second week in a row. The defense collected 2 interceptions and allowed just 107 passing yards. With the win on Saturday, the Blue Golds are 3-0 for the first time since 2007 and will look to go 4-0 for the first time since 2020 on Saturday, October 4th against UW Stout at Carson Park for the homecoming game.
That's all for the wide world of Blue Gold sports. I'm Marissa Day.
And I'm Eli Bennis. Back to you, Sam and Elizabeth.
Well, that's all that we have for you tonight.
Join us next week for your latest news updates and weather.
Make sure to check us out on mytv10.uwec.edu and at UWEC TV10 on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to our channel on YouTube. I'm Elizabeth Lindahl.
And I'm Samantha Burnett. Thank you and good night.